This is going to be the round two. I muted the video. Round two of the police body cams. So at this point, our timeline is 1:27 p.m. a.m. rather. We see this wall intact. This is what I call the jealous wall. But interesting. I want you to take note. I think this is a captain here. Is it the captain? Not sure, but watch the wall right there. That's what I want you to notice, is fracture. I think I talked about it in a previous video, but now I'm trying to talk about it again. It's bursting towards us. This would indicate that the flower pot didn't just fall down, ripping down, or fall away, that it was a rotation. So this puts our butterfly out there, still where my butterfly is. This biasly so is an indicator that the butterfly part of my failure, where I show the deck like this, where I show, where we have the deck like, oh, okay, that's the way you want to play it. That's the way you want to play it. The deck like that. And then you can walk through it and back up. So this will be this wall here. Let's call it this wall here. But then we got to move this down a little bit because it's down. But it's not just down, it's down and it's away like that. So this is my jealous wall. So we don't have the planter. Let's do the planter, right? Let's tie the rebar into the wall, the planter box, into the wall system here. So let's just say it's back up here, grade, or where it belongs. And this is the planter box. And let's call that this is the opening. So here's the opening on the other side of the planter box. And there's the gate right here between the two. And this will be the deck. Your pool deck will be, what color we're going to use here? Heavy green. So, oops. So this will be we'll call this our pool deck. And I might change the color on that. Let's go with very hard yellow, maybe. There we go. So now let's add some rebar into this wall here, some reinforcement that they appear to have tied into this wall right here. If this was just to drop my butterfly, right? So let's put my butterfly back here. And let's do a pivot point. Oops. So pivot point, let's go like that, straight line. So as our deck falls down, I'm going to keep it away from it. We can pivot up a little more if you like. As our deck butterflies down, all these cars here take a ride down. But we've got some bursting coming back at us, which indicates that the right about there is where we first get our rotation. I can't do it here, but if you can imagine if that rebar's in there, right? If it's inside there, it's going to rotate. And when it rotates, well, look what happened to the bottom here. If it rotates, it pushes the wall back outwards. As it falls away, though, it pulls away. So if just for a moment, it pushes against this wall here, the wall we're looking at. So just for a moment, it pushes against, let's move it up a little bit. It pushes against this wall, bulging it just a touch before it's also pulling away and down. So it rotates. The rotation, I can't do a rotation with this thing, I don't think. But if you can imagine me rotating this like that, then as it goes down into this butterfly down here, you see where this bulge would be created. Now we would have to measure the planters, but forensically you'd measure the planters, location of the rebar. You come up here to see if you can actually find holes where rebar is placed, or use a tape measure to see if you can see where it was, if you can place the rebar back inside in here in this wall. Taking note of the bulging, you would then document, okay, this wall represents the rebar that was here. At one point it rotated and this rebar pushed outwards as it was still holding on, and then it pulled away to come to rest however it did. Maybe it came like that, and then it cracked and went like that, and we have a cracked section over here, and then we have the rest of the section to the right on the pool deck side. So it looks like this. Look at the top view now. So it looks like this on our side. Excuse me. And on this side, it represents over here just a little bit like that. Let's call it. Let's tie these together a little bit. And on the right side, the pool deck side, it flaps down. But on this side, on the car garage side, it flaps down. And on the pool deck side, it has more of, this was the pool deck wall. So it indicates more like, and then here's a column. So a column indicates more like, if you go look at the photographs, like this. And down in position. If this was the grade out here, the sidewalk, it represents like that. Now, so that gives us our action again. This is a very telling piece of material there. This right here, it's gone. It's by way of the shit can. They threw it away. So we can't really work with that anymore, can we? Let's go ahead and this is what's so important, the jealous wall I talk about. Now, he just caught, and there are fractures on our main push in the center there, and then it tapers out left and right, unless the flower pot was totally connected there upon that line. And is there reinforcement in that wall at that location that could also be acting in that capacity? But nevertheless, right here, it's bulging outwards towards us, not pulled in. So it was a moment at one point in its life to the ground that it pushed, it rotated and gave us this action here. Now, we're going to look over the wall here. There it is again. Some of it's just stucco, wavy stucco, so don't get, it's not all of it's to be excited about. So now we have him identifying himself.
All back that way is collapsed. I'm sitting back from I was in there with my family. What happened? Bro, I'm on penthouse 12, which is all the way at the top. I'm on my phone with my, sorry man. No. I'm just trying to catch my breath. I'm on my phone on YouTube, and I hear something like fall, like, so I heard like something fall. Not a big deal, that was something in the apartment. All of a sudden I hear, like it's a
He said, on his phone, right? 12th floor.
jet. Those first.
And that's the one that says he's like a jet, he heard. So what he might be interpreting is that
Moments when
the air pressure coming up as the floors fall down. There's some, you know what he put, you guys should look it up for fun. Why do they use revolving doors in buildings? Because of that air pressure is amazing in buildings, and it has to be equalized, and that's why you have revolving doors, sets of 2 doors that one will open, the other one will close. It's amazing. So that guy's story is, his data is all mixed up, so he decided to jet. But 12th floor, he made it out somehow, I guess the other side of it.
When those fortunate enough to escape explained to police what they saw and felt. Right through the front of my balcony. So I get up. I'm like, was that a plane? Because there's planes that come by here. And something told me, let me tell me I stay there. Half of the back is gone. No, the whole back is gone, bro. A security guard working there. Are you okay? Do you need to go fire check you out?
Yeah,
Fire's right here.
I'm in security.
Okay.
Right?
Are people... What fell?
They gotta get out of there.
What collapsed?
I don't know. I don't even know how I made it out of there.
So we dealt with that now. We know her story and the other one. But I want to talk to you about the wall. And that's the short version of the wall. So you can see where if you guys can visualize that rotation of the flower pots and how this came down. The whole floor came down. At some point, maybe there are vehicles under here. Um, Maybe there's a vehicle it landed on. Let's put it like that. And right about there where that brake is, see the brake? So you get the floor coming down. Boom, it stops. Now it gets a cantilever action. Yeah, come on, really work with me here. Work with me here. Okay. Oh, I thought I could rotate there. That won't let me rotate it. It won't make a pin that I can rotate. So it gets a cantilever action, and I'll just have to make a new one. And sitting on top of a car there and say it snaps, drops down. It breaks that. That fracture looks like this as we look from the top view, works its way over, and then the other one, it runs against the wall. This one pulled away the most, as we see with the fracture here. Pulled away the most. This parking garage area. Let's see what else I got for you over here. This appears to be mostly flat. It is on an incline. I think I might be able to do something for you here. Let's see what I got for you. No, it won't let me open my window. Okay, so that's what I want to show you there. So when you look down, you see the flower pots and all that gone. They had their own weight also. So when they came to a stop, they still had inertia. And they still try to go to the ground. They hinged thereabouts there, which would talk to you about the steel, tell you about the steel location at that point. All this matters, but it appears it doesn't matter. It appears it doesn't matter the way they did their whole investigation. This is predetermined. It's going to be, maybe like a NTSB. They just throw it on a dead pilot. Dead pilot did it. So you got multiple dead people they can throw this on. The architects, the engineer, as I understand, they're all off this planet. They're all in the dirt. But I think can go back to Surfside because they approved that changes we talked about, the deck elevation changes, where let's see, I'm gotta figure out which one I'm in. Okay, so I'm over here. So let's go to this one. Where they prove, okay, come on open. Oh, I escaped that. All right, where they approved, the deck elevation changes, 1110 and 1110, removing those beams, which will make the car so much more. And then this talks about that tributary area stuff here. And so in the visual, in the images we have, we have the cars parked here, but looking at the cracks, there's that wall that they looked over. The cracks are right about here somewhere. And let's change the color to blue. So the cracks are there. And then we have our flower pots, right? So they pull away, and as you look from the top, there's a crack that presents like that. Now it's like this. It's, as you look at it from the top view, you would see this area here over to about there, bleeding into the deck there, if you will. Then the deck takes over. The deck takes. I'll keep that. And then a deck takes over. Let's go to there. Let's keep that. Let's change the color because it's the deck now. And then the deck has a right about there, something like that. And on the deck side, it looks like this. And again, that's the wall that it's leaning against. The wall is that's the wall, and it's leaning against the wall. I'm exaggerating there because it's not leaning as much. Yeah, but it's got a nice little lean on it. So that's where we have these columns here. There's probably more out here somewhere. And this one goes all the way over. This flaps goes back up against the wall, and over here we have down. So the story of the jealous wall is this area back here. The cars again being a puncture shear. Now, so the question is, we have data that shows the cracks present like this. Oh, let me just escape on that. Let me just delete that one. Let's try this again. Let's go with a different color, and we'll go with this one. So they present like, you come up to the column, you go around this column, and then it goes sort of like this, where the car falls over, where the car's flapped over here, leaning down on that truck. I tease you about the ladder foundation system. I'm glad a couple of you got the humor of that. So the question is, could this have torn away first? Well, the loads are the cars, I think, and missing the BMA. So our force that created this, and the cars look like it took an elevator ride down, not like a drape system. Our failures here. We got a witness that backs it up. I've already biasedly been down that road, and then now we got the witness backing it up. So I think they went together, though. There's these two together, and visually, it just looks like the cars are moving faster to him than the deck. And I don't remember or found anywhere where he said, and then a few seconds later, the deck collapsed. This part collapsed. Looking into the debris, I can't get the two shear actions happening separately because what are the odds that they both would shear apart and you're able to get through that gate? We have photographs of that gate and floor about equal. So if we can't, and we know what they look like, if you look underneath of there, if one fell first, you would see a drape system, and then you would see torn up decking here. You do not see torn up decking. You do not. So Surfside, you do not see torn up decking. Let's go to images real quickly. So this is further proof how it all collapsed, even though he believes, the witness believes, that he saw the pool deck, this garage go down, then the pool deck. The problem is that would create a drape, and we would see rebar ripped out. This presents as all as one. That it came down together, and you can see some little bit of puncture of this guy, the planter boxes. Planter boxes rotated a bit there, but you would see the drape in here. We see no drape. We just see the fireman able to walk right through. So I have, again, biasly and data-wise, I had this all failing in one shot. And he presents, and the load that caused it is here, are the vehicles, in one shot. Okay, can we get it failing all the way back to back wall? Well, we got two reactions there. Remember, you have this one up and this one down. So that would go against that because it would just fold all the way the same way. It wouldn't ever. Why would it have a redirect? I change the directions. I'm trying my best to be biased about that and try to fight my bias on it and come up with something. I can't get it. I can't get there from here because it's a redirect. I have a pause that would happen, and that pause would create the member steels being pulled out and draping like we see with the firemen when they're looking from underneath the pool deck. So that would be the drape system. We don't see the drape under out here. We see continuous failure or drape from here over, continuous puncture all the way down. Not a trying to find the one from the firemen underneath of there, so you understand the video. I mean, I've done so many videos on this, so hopefully you've caught that much where I talk about the drape of the rebar pulling down. I wish I could find a video I did where I show the clip in and clip out, showing how the rebar is hanging in the air and etc. Oh, I think I know which one it is now. It's the one where I'm debunking that building integrity guy about him and his post tension, saying it was a post tension in the roof that caused the failure, and he was adamant about that. First video out there went from 800 to 1,700 to 35,000 viewers over leaving that video up. When he pulled that video down, his numbers just staggered at that point. So it's interesting, you know, that so if I want viewership to go up, all I gotta do is make a video saying, you know, I know exactly what happened here, and while I'm still taking on data, I make that claim of post-tensioning failure. All right, so right here is what I'm talking about, the drapes in here. And there is our line right here. So these loads, the tributary area was around these columns, of course, the loads around the column, pretty close. But nevertheless, to hold it together, well, that's another video. I'm going to talk to you about the columns again. I already did it once, but we're going to hit these columns again. We're going to pound them again. I have other photos to pound and start showing you how they rip apart. So there's our tributary area in here, and as you can see, the fireman can just walk right through the gate there, and this is our redirect, and I'll explain that. And there's that ladder system, if you will, the planter boxes. What else I got for you? That's a day shot. Yeah, so this is where it does that redirect. It falls over that direction, but then we have, and that's probably maybe because it hit a car, and the inertia causes the fracture. You'll look at the photographs over here. You'll see a fracture in the concrete here, folded over. Shows you that in another photograph. Let's see if we can find it. I think I have to go to first, wouldn't I? I think that would be, oh, here we go. So there's there, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. You know, I think it's kind of dramatic when they, excuse me, when they put the dead people's faces up. That does personalize it, but really, it's like, you know, yeah. Now, so time, so tools, let's go with time, and let's say past month, and maybe it'll go give me something back further. I'm looking for that drape, and I guess I won't find it. I guess I won't find it. I won't find it. I won't find it. I won't find it. Wow. Look. Video shows wing of Surfside condo, and they have the thumbnail of that. Man, who's that? Who's that? NBC, Miami. Wow. So the thumbnail is what it's all about, guys. You get the right thumbnail, and you could hijack anybody looking for this thumbnail. So I can go right click, save image as thumbnail test. Save. Watch this. This one. Upload an image, choose a file, downloads. ST thumbnail test. Open. So water polo Wikipedia. Yep. So they're hijacked. This is at. So you saw what's going on here. U.S. women's water polo thing. All they care about is they know how to work the algorithm. So I know how to hijack that too. I can hijack the Olympics and bring everybody to my channel that way. just by hijacking the thumbnails. Oh, I know about thumbnail hijacking. You know, I know about jacking, baby. I've been jacking it for a long time, but I think that's look at the morals of NBC Miami. No morals. Wing of Surfside condo. Let's click on the damn link. Video shows wings of Surfside condo. We click on it. And yes, they've using thumbnail jacking to do this nastiness. So this is just craziness that they do this stuff. You know, 31 seconds, June 24th. So they going back to the original collapse, and they're hijacking from they're jacking it from the Olympics now. This is craziness. They've got no morals. The news stations don't do. They lack all moral content. I'm gonna end the video with that. This stuff's so discouraging when I get like that. I mean, when I see this crap. What's this? This guy's got good videos. Right here with this thumbnail. He's got good videos. Way down on the list there. Yeah. Oh, that's me. Oh, yeah. I recommend this guy's channel right here. Construction Engineering and Failure Analysis. July 23rd. Yeah. You got some good stuff there. Alright. Take care, guys. I just wanted to give you an idea of what's photo gallery building collapse. Now this is clearly lobsters or something like that. It's just Miami Herald. You know, this is craziness what they do to get to hijack. Hey Georgie, what's up, baby? That's my boy George. Came over, give him a little tap on his shoulder. Meaning I gotta give him some loving. It's a shame. It's a shame what they do. There we go. So right there's a crack right here, and then there's a reversal going back up. There's the fireman. You can walk through it. Again, there's no drape tearing like right here. There's the drape tearing. Materials showing it tore from that side. So our failure is here on this side. As it drops away, this drape tells you where it was not part of. We find this drape. Hey George, we find this drape somewhere else in there. Then we can see where it stopped and started again. But we'll never know because we don't have the photographs, images showing the drape restart or a hinge. We see it's terrible in hinging. Clearly that's a nice place that could have hinged, but these loads just sheared it right off the roof. Sealed it off, sheared it off over here. And over here, it unzipped it off over here. Shearing over here, unzipping over here. With that little bit of cantilever of action going on with this decking here with a cot box up to it. Alright, I'm ending the video. Hey guys, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down. You can go to hell. And also give me some comments, please. George and Bruce appreciate it. George, can you say something? George is not a talker. George, come on. Nope, he's looking at me very intently with loving eyes. All right, bye.